So right now, voters in 36 states and Washington, D.C. are casting their early or absentee ballots. Over 4 million Americans already having their say with 23 days until Election Day. And early voting begins in the battleground states of Georgia, North Carolina, and Nevada this week. All this as a new NBC News poll shows Donald Trump pulling even with Vice President Kamala Harris among registered voters. Joining us now to dive into all of this is Tom Bonier, Senior Advisor at Target Smart. Tom, good to see you. So, look, we all knew this was going to be a tight election, but the momentum seems to have slowed for Kamala Harris. Should folks be keeping tabs on this data ahead of the big day? Should they expect things to stay this close, or will a bias toward one side emerge?
Yeah, we've been somewhat spoiled here in that when you look at the polling over the course of this election year, it's been historically stable and showing a very close and competitive election. We have to remember, traditionally, polls move around a lot more. There's really just been two big moments in this election year where the polls moved sort of outside of that margin of error. It was the Biden-Trump debate and when Vice President Harris became the nominee. Beyond that, it's shown consistently a very close race, generally with Vice President Harris slightly in the lead. I don't think we're going to see anything that'll tell us anything different in the polls between now and Election Day, other than, the most likely outcome is a very close race, and it'll be determined by which side does a better job getting their voters out.
And to that point, both Trump and Harris are right now urging voters to get out and vote. Each suggests different reasons, or at least appealing to their voters that way. We saw the record numbers in 2020. It was due to the pandemic. Do you think we're going to see another record number this year? And which demographics tend to vote early?
I don't think we'll surpass that number from 2020. In 2020, over 100 million Americans cast a ballot before Election Day. As you know, it was an unusual year. You saw more Democrats voting before Election Day because, frankly, Democrats were more COVID conscious. The other element that we saw is President Trump fairly effectively, and probably to his detriment, convinced his supporters that voting by mail was fraudulent. So you saw Republican early voting turnout depressed. And so you're seeing this dynamic where more Republicans will likely pivot from Election Day to early voting. We've actually already seen that in the data. And we're actually going to see more Democrats, especially younger Democrats, who are more likely to pivot from voting before Election Day 4 years ago to voting on Election Day, as younger voters traditionally have prior to 2020 this year.
Is that like an excitement thing? They want to go to the polls, maybe if it's their first time or just second time voting? Is that what that's about?
Yeah, look, I can certainly relate. I think there's a big advantage from a campaign perspective. Frankly, campaigns want to get their voters out early. They can check them off the list. And then once you've voted, the campaigns don't have to spend resources communicating. So there's that. But again, I can relate. There's the excitement and enthusiasm of participating in that Election Day event. And again, just younger voters traditionally have taken advantage of that. That said, we're still going to see many tens of millions of Americans cast their ballot before Election Day. Likely won't be that 100 million number, but it could be somewhere over 80 million votes cast. So, as you noted, we've got almost 5 million votes cast so far. So we're really just dipping our toes into the water at this point in terms of our understanding of what's happening. We don't want to overreact at this point, but as you noted, as we look and we go into this coming week, we're going to see a lot more people this week beginning to vote early. And that's going to tell us a lot about where this race is headed.
I have to say, though, I love going on voting day, on Election Day, and getting my sticker. I voted. I wear it all day long.
I do, too.
Last quick question is this. Are there any trends we should watch closely?
Yeah, well, so again, looking to see how the parties are pivoting, looking at these key states. One thing that I've looked at, Michigan, over 500,000 people have voted already in Michigan. Obviously, we know how important Michigan is. At this point, something that's interesting to me there is seeing the high turnout from African-American voters. We heard what Donald Trump said about Detroit a few days ago. So seeing that turnout that's actually surpassing the vote shares from this point in 2020 among African-American voters is likely a good sign, almost certainly a good sign for the Harris campaign. But again, it's early.
Okay. Something we're going to watch, Tom Bonier. Thank you so much.